Welcome to The Naomi Show.
Hi there and welcome to the show. Now I'm joined today by body language and flirting expert Katia Loisel-Furey, who's here to talk today about flirting and in fact the common mistakes that people make. Now let's start with the guys, Katia.
So many.
Yeah, I know. God, I'm sure I've made a million of them too. But let's start with the men. What are the common mistakes that men make when they're flirting?
Look, the big thing about men is either they try way too hard or they think that, you know, they need to sort of play hard to get and they don't try at all.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, in trying too hard, you know, obviously now anyone who's ever been out in a bar full of guys will know obviously the head to toe is a big no-no. You know, the wandering eyes.
So looking you up and down.
Looking you up and down. And the really interesting thing about this...
Do guys think that is flirting, do they?
Well, this is the thing. And a lot of the you know, mistakes that guys and girls make is because they don't understand the opposite sex. 75% of guys said that they like it when a girl looks them up and down.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, good tip. Note to self.
But 79% of women said they hated it. Yeah, but girls obviously, I mean, let's face it.
It feels almost judgmental, doesn't it, for a woman? Okay.
Now, not to say that we don't do it, because we do the bum to head look.
But women do feel that it's almost judgmental. It feels that way.
Absolutely.
But guys don't mind it, so that's a good thing to know.
So that's why guys do it. So that's the big mistake. You know, coming on too strong too soon, you know, sexual innuendo, obviously not looking at the eyes but looking elsewhere is a big no-no.
Yes.
Staring, you know, sometimes guys think, I've got to do this eye contact thing. So instead of just being nice and making eye contact, they'll stare. And staring can obviously, you know, create a connection because it releases phenylethylamine, but that's also the flight and fight hormone. So it can also get somebody's back up if you do it too long.
Now just take us through that. Because that's a really interesting one that I actually hadn't, until I started talking to the other day when we were preparing for the interview, I wasn't aware of, which is that staring at someone can release a hormone. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Now, you know, when you make eye contact, you know, generally it takes about 3 to 4 seconds. It releases the love hormone, which is phenylethylamine, and that's the hormone that makes you get that feeling in your stomach.
Okay.
But that hormone is also the same one that's released when we're in fight or flight mode.
Right.
And so when somebody stares at you and or makes eye contact for up to and more than 4 seconds and you're not attracted to that person, you start, you know, people will probably think, you know, what are you looking at?
Yes.
And that instead
of
it...
It's scary. So it's actually a mistake to make. So staring, you've got to keep it down to the, to the 4
not more than 4 seconds. And let's, you know, staring is never a good idea.
Yes.
Even for it's not, you know, if you're going to make eye contact, make sure you're smiling, because initially, you know, most people, their first thought is, what are you looking at? Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me?
So you need to smile with the eye contact.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely have to smile.
So men feel that they need to be witty, don't they?
Yes.
Now, sometimes this doesn't come across so well either, does it?
No, and you know, that's the big thing, because a lot of guys have been taught that in order to stand out to women, you have to be witty, intelligent, come out with wonderful, you know.
One-liners.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why they come out with these pick-up lines, because they're trying. And for girls out there, you know, if a guy does that to you, it means he's attracted to you and he's trying really, really hard.
Yes.
So give him a break.
Yeah.
But for the guys out there, you know, if you see a girl you like, none of this, hey, how you going? You know, just go up and say hello. And, you know, that will really actually separate you from the other guys, because most guys really make the mistake of trying so hard. And they end up looking like a bit of a clown, you know,
exactly.
and it really turns girls off, you know.
So those are the mistakes that the men are making.
Yes.
What about the mistakes that women make when they're flirting?
Ah, dear. Well, look, there are quite a lot of mistakes that women make, but I think one of the biggest ones is that a lot of girls tend to flirt with everybody except the one person that they're attracted to.
And it's funny, isn't it? You know, I reckon I've done it myself.
We all have, haven't we?
Because you almost want to say, well...
Look, but you
I'm
know...
sort of okay. How embarrassing. Now you say it, I think I have.
Because, you know, I guess the thing is, we're feeling, perhaps we've gone out, we're feeling flirtatious. You see somebody who you think, oh my goodness, that person is wonderful.
And the first thing I want to do is run from the room.
So you run from the room, so instead...
So I'm obviously giving off the body language if I want to run from the room and I'm not interested in you.
Yeah, or let's face it, if you're flirting with everyone except for that person, that poor person is going to think, well, she seems nice, but she's not into me, she's into everybody else. And who wants to date somebody that will go out with everyone else anymore?
Oh my God. I'm sorry for all those times I did it.
So that is a really, really big mistake. You know, and it's almost as bad as being too shy. because you're still not going to end up with
to a certain
anyone.
extent, it is part of being shy, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely,
an element of
absolutely.
that.
You know, another thing is that girls will stick to their friends like glue. You know, and, you know, or they'll break off with one of their girlfriends to go to the toilet, and no guy's going to follow you there.
That's
I mean,
right.
come
No,
on.
no.
And the thing that we forget is that a lot of guys are so intimidated by a gorgeous girl. And maybe you don't think you're gorgeous, but I promise you, you are. You know?
Yeah.
And so unless you're sending out lots of positive body language signals, unless you make yourself available, even if it's just by going on a 45-degree angle when you're with your friends to give somebody a chance to come in, or make eye contact and scan the room.
So you need to sort of position your body towards them. Is that
even on a little bit of an angle? You know, as soon as you're front on facing someone, then you're basically putting a barrier between you and everybody else.
Right.
Just by opening yourself up just that little bit and making sure that you make eye contact and scan the room, then you're giving someone an in.
Okay.
And they need this in, I promise you.
All
you
right.
know?
Well, look, we've basically covered the flirting mistakes in this episode, but in our next episode we are going to go further into what it takes to be a successful flirt. And we'll see you next time.
Your love life, let's talk about it at naomishow.com.